Hi there, I'm Andy and welcome to my channel about crypto. In today's video I want to talk about airdrops, or more specifically about farming airdrop tokens. This video is aimed mainly at beginners, or at least people who are maybe not particularly familiar with airdrops. And we'll look at some of basic principles, how those airdrops work, what do you need to do in order to get those tokens, and is it actually even worth it? Because a lot of people are saying that, oh, it's like free money. And especially after the recent Arbitrum airdrop, there is quite a lot of hype around it. But although it can be free money, sometimes actually I think this is not a very accurate description. So yeah, we'll look at all of it. As always, if you like those videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you'd like to learn more about crypto, Web3, NFTs, please do check out my course, Crypto Like a Pro. You can find a link in the description. So first of all, how you can get some tokens for free, how you can get those airdrops. Well, usually it works on the principle that you have to interact with a certain platform, and as a reward, at some point in the future, you may get some tokens for free. Sometimes you may know that the airdrop is coming at some point in the future. Very often it's pure speculation, and sometimes it's just a complete surprise. It just happens completely out of the blue. And the idea behind it is that, well, those tokens are a reward of some kind. Sometimes they may be worth a lot of money, thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. In other cases, they're not worth much, but you are getting something for quote unquote free. But actually what you're doing in return is you are interacting with a certain platform. So from the point of view of that platform owner, let's say you launch a new NFT marketplace, as was the case with Blur, for example. Well, you want people to use that platform. OpenSea was by far the most popular NFT marketplace. And how do you get people away from that most popular platform, or whatever it is, to your platform or to something new? Well, one of the ways you can do it is offer them some sort of incentive, right? If people can expect that by interacting with your, let's say, NFT marketplace, they will get some tokens for free in the future, well, they are much more likely to do it. And that's exactly what happened with Blur. And it's exactly the same principle with all other airdrops. Now, people say that airdrops are free money because you just do something and then you get those tokens for free. I mean, that's not always necessarily true. If it's, let's say, something like, for example, MetaMask at some point in the future will launch a token, well, then yeah, you could say that you will get those tokens for free, because if you are in Web3, there is 99.9% chance that you've been using MetaMask for quite a while. And of course, well, you're using it anyway. It's by far the most popular software wallet. So if then at some point you can get some tokens because you were using that platform, well, of course, that's free money. You're getting those tokens for something you've been doing anyway, right? However, if you have to now put a lot of effort into doing something you wouldn't normally do, well, then that's not exactly free money, right? Because you are trading your most precious resource, your own time, for essentially hope or speculation that you may get some tokens for free in the future. And this may work out quite well because those tokens may be worth a fair chunk of money or not. And I think that's something really important to remember, because you may be actually spending your time much more efficiently, much more productively by doing something else. People, I think, sometimes get really focused on this whole idea that, oh, I can just farm some airdrops here, there, just do some stuff and I will get tokens for free. Yeah, sure. If you have literally nothing else to do, then that makes perfect sense, because, well, otherwise you wouldn't be doing anything else productive in that time anyway. But if you can actually spend that time doing something else, well, farming an airdrop may not necessarily always be the best idea. And I will give you an example here using zkSync, because that's something that's actually been really popular recently, partially because it's a layer 2 solution similar to Arbitrum. Arbitrum airdrop happened very recently, so of course a lot of people are expecting zkSync airdrop to happen as well. But let's actually look at it into a bit more detail. So first of all, here's my video where I was talking about zk rollup tutorials. And that was mainly because, well, if you were engaging with zk zkSync, with zk rollups, then there was an opportunity potentially to get an airdrop. That's at least what people were saying. Now, here is the thing. This video was published over a year ago, more specifically on 9th of December 2021. We are now in April 2023, so it's been something like 15 or 16 months since I published that video. And we are still waiting for that zkSync airdrop. To make things even worse is if we look at this article, which was published on the 24th of March this year, so only about a week ago or so, week and a half. There is a statement here from Matter Labs CEO. Matter Labs is the company behind zkSync. And he said that there are no plans to launch a token for now. The team is focused on today's launch and further development of the protocol. A token only comes into play with decentralizing the network, and that is still far on the horizon. So he did suggest here that there will be an airdrop, but judging by this statement, well, it's not going to happen anytime soon. There was another statement somewhere which indicated that it may happen in about a year or so. So basically, you would have to spend a fair chunk of time over a period of months or potentially years, if you consider that I published that video, almost a year and a half ago, and potentially we're talking about another year before the airdrop. That's a lot of time you need to spend on more or less regular basis interacting with the platform in order to potentially get some tokens for free. Of course, I mean, those tokens may be worth thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. But if it's over such a long period of time, you have to ask yourself, well, is it really worth it? And then let's look what's actually involved in farming an airdrop. Because the whole idea behind farming those airdrops, those tokens, is that you do on purpose activities which will likely give you those tokens. Essentially, the more you interact with a certain platform, certain protocol, the more tokens you will get. Like I said before, if it's MetaMask, well, you're probably sending various tokens all the time, exchanging tokens, buying NFTs, sending NFTs, paying gas fees left, right, and center. That's a perfect example of what would be rewarded if there was a token ever released. But the thing with MetaMask is that it's extremely popular. Everyone is using it all the time anyway. Here we're talking about platforms which, well, the airdrop is supposed to entice people to using those platforms. So the idea is that you have to do all this stuff because you wouldn't normally do it, if that makes sense, right? Because you're only doing it in order to get that airdrop. So that's what I mean. It's not really free money. Because, for example, the stuff you, well, not have to do because no one knows whether there will be an airdrop or not, but things which are suggested you do in order to get the zkSync airdrop is bridging some Ethereum from Ethereum blockchain to zkSync. Then using, well, just basically using different wallets, using zkSync testnet, getting some test Ethereum on the testnet, girly testnet. You can then play with various DeFi protocols. You can also mint an NFT on zkSync. You can use different platforms like Arbitrum, I suppose, Finance, which also may actually have an airdrop at some point, and so on, so on. As you can see, there's quite a long list here. And this is by no means everything. There are many other options. What you can potentially do in order to get this airdrop or to get as many tokens airdropped as possible, even though no one even knows whether any tokens will be airdropped or when or how much they'll be worth and so on. And here is another really important thing. If we look at the price of airdrop tokens, there is always the same pattern, or almost always. Certainly that's true in the bear market, which we are in right now. In a bull market, well, things are a bit more heated up. There's more speculation, so it may play out slightly differently. But if you look at Arbitrum, it currently is trading at just over $1, $1.17. And this is Arbitrum's price action. And this is the important bit, that first day or so. So basically it started at, well, apparently $8.67. Here it's showing just over $5. And then within literally an hour, it dropped to just over $1 and pretty much stayed at that level around $1 since then. So that's another thing you have to be aware of, that unless you sell at the very, very beginning, you are taking a massive, massive hit on the value of that token. And that's a very, very common price action, because essentially people are purely speculating that there will be a token. Once the token is released, well, the only reason why they were interested in it so they can dump it on the market as soon as possible, right? So they are dumping it. Of course, gas fees are going through the roof during this phase because everyone is trying to push their transaction first. And slippage is probably also quite high because the price is dropping like crazy. So you have to take that into account. And then within an hour, well, you're losing like 80% of the value of whatever tokens you received. So basically, all I really want to say in this video is that farming airdrops is certainly an option. It can be potentially a very profitable option, especially, like I said, if you don't really have much going on and you have plenty of spare time on your hands. Well, it's a great way to actually interact more with Web3, to learn some stuff, and yeah, potentially get some money at some point in the future. But if you're a really busy person, if you, I don't know, already building your own Web3 business, if you're doing some other stuff, I would argue that this is probably not the most efficient way of spending your time. Unless it very nicely links to something else you are already doing, then by all means, that makes perfect sense. Like I did some, or I interacted with zkSync in the past when I was making that previous video. I will play with it a little bit over the next few weeks or months, but I'm certainly not planning to spend a huge amount of time using it because, well, I just have way too many other things to do. If I'm going to get some tokens in the future, great, that's nice. If I won't get them, that's absolutely fine. If I only get, I don't know, 100 quid worth of tokens, that's fine, that's not a problem. I can probably spend my time far more efficiently right now doing something completely different, and that will be for me much more profitable. But yeah, if you have plenty of spare time, why not? One thing that's really important though, please make sure that you stay safe in this space. There is, at the moment, because there's a lot of hype around zkSync, there's absolutely countless amount of various scams. Always, please make sure that you double and triple check if the airdrop is actually confirmed, if it's coming from a legit source. Don't click on any random links. It's pretty obvious stuff, but it's obvious if you are a bit more experienced in this space. If you're relatively new, it's really easy to get burnt in situations like this. So yeah, please stay careful. I think that's it for today. If you do have any questions, if you have any comments about airdrops, if you disagree with me and you think that farming airdrops is absolutely amazing and that's how you can make a ton of money, please do put that stuff in the comment section. And other than that, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.